talk bad about Batman, we ban you.
We cannot talk bad about Batman.
Oh no.
I did get a little bit further in Arkham Knight, so I got past the Panessa
Vanessa.
Studios. Yeah, the
Hmm.
Panessa Studios
Hmm.
thing where you have to the big guy with all of the where was it the
The,
boxer?
the
Yeah, the
boxer,
boxer.
yeah,
Yeah.
Goliath.
Hmm.
Oh my
Goliath, yeah.
God, I mean, I must have. I think I must have died 25,000 times. And it's like
I
going,
have
how do I beat this? And like, how do, and like going, I have to
I have
counter.
I have
It's like,
thoughts about that fight scene,
yeah,
and we need to talk about it once the show goes live. I
okay,
have
So we
thoughts.
are.
okay.
So we're live. Wait a minute.
We're live on YouTube.
We're live on the YouTubes. Let's see. We're about to go live on the TikTok. So we are almost there. So I need to start getting my watch together earlier because they're hearing us all on the radio and we're streaming and it just sounds all unprofessional and we're not. Here we go. So we are streaming. Looks like everything's going smoothly. We are on the TikToks as well. So this is Tech Tuesday. I am your host, the Angry IT Nerd. I am Gilbert. I am here with my co-host, my friend, my compadre, George, Techno George. And I am here with also the loveliest, most prettiest, beautiful woman on the internet, the lovely Miss Trans Gretchen. We are the Helpdesk, and we are here to help you. We are brought up to you part by CNS Computers, servicing the Pennsylvania Stroudsburg area. So, you got problems with your PC? Go over there. They'll get you all squared away. So, how is everybody doing today?
Wonderfully. Before democracy falls, we're doing wonderfully. No, I mean, yeah, great.
Yeah, that's accurate.
I'm doing good, comrade. Today.
Oh my god.
We
Sorry.
praise our Russian overlord. Love the TikTok shop. Love the TikTok shop.
You're doing wonderfully.
But
I just helped somebody. I helped David Ayers, with a computer problem. So,
hey, David
That's
Ayers.
fantastic. Because in Russia, government, you don't screw government. Government screw you. That's how it works.
That's how it goes. That's how it goes, man. So,
Yeah.
So with David Ayers, he got a little scratch his back. He's gonna scratch our back. You know.
I'm open.
So it means if you gotta scratch a little harder, man. Hey.
Well, we need to monetize the shows so I could, if the scratching back thing doesn't work, then we can always bribe people, but we need more money.
Yep, that is true.
Yes.
That is true. So if you're watching and listening, hey, like, share, subscribe. Tell all your friends, tell your family,
Send us money.
send us money. We don't
We
mind.
should set up a Patreon for the help desk and a Patreon for the Rules of Nerd position.
Yep, we could do that. We need to set that up.
Yeah, we need to set that up.
And so yeah, like and subscribe and share. Share with your friends, share with your family, share with people you don't like. We don't care. We don't mind.
Share with people you do like.
Share with people you do like. Share with strangers. We don't care. We love everybody. So come on, even the Apple users.
Everybody.
Even the Apple users, even though so many people keep trying to say that I don't like Apple users, I love you all. I love all of you. But everybody,
the app works, and then after the app works, that's it. We just.
But do you really? But do you really? Do you really love us?
yes,
Do you really?
I do.
Really?
I do. deep within the cockles of my heart.
I was waiting for with exceptions.
You know, so
These are the exceptions.
these are the exceptions.
I mean, I like cockles as much as the next girl, but I don't know. I'm just not sure I'm believing it. I don't know.
So before the show, we were talking about Batman Arkham Knight, and Gretchen
Yes, we were.
had
Mhm.
some thoughts about the Panessa Studios, I guess, level or mode or whatever it was.
The battle, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I finally, after 25,000 times that Batman died, and we're not saying anything bad about Batman.
No,
And
no.
Robin died because it's a, it's kind of like a tag team type thing. I finally figured out how to defeat, the guy, and I was like, okay. So I defeated him. They bring him back, all this other stuff, and now I'm stuck on the level. Well, they send the Cobra tanks after you in the middle of the city, so you destroy the tanks from the rear, with the Batmobile. And there's something called the Cloud Burst, which is Scarecrow's, fear toxin is inside this tank, and it's spreading the fear toxin all over the place. Well, anyway,
Right.
it has these
Okay.
filters that you have to destroy. There's 4 filters on this tank, and this tank has satellite. I guess it must have some sort of like satellite targeting on it or whatever. But I think it uses the Cobra drones that are flying above the city, to target the Batmobile. And that's where I'm basically stuck, because I can get 2 of them, but as I get 2 of these filters of the 4, the Batmobile, I guess, its systems and its armor, get dwindled down to 10%. And then I get another shot, and then I'm dead. So that's where I had to die 25,000 times in order to beat that one.
Fair.
So
Yeah.
It's a tough game in certain circumstances. My biggest gripe is with the creators of the game, because I want to be very clear. There's a feature in the game where you can like race different versions of the Batmobile from various movies,
Right.
franchises
Mhm.
in different settings, right? And one of them is to race the original 1966 Batmobile from with Adam West, Burt Ward.
right.
And you
Okay.
get in the background the Batman music from that television show playing. The developers of this game missed a colossal opportunity when giving you the opportunity when you fight Goliath and your Batman and Robin tag teaming this guy. The
Mhm.
one fight in the game really where you're tag teaming a boss, to not have that theme playing in the background.
Oh, yeah.
And I mean, like, I'm talking like when you go in for the uppercut, like,
Dun,
biff,
dun.
boom, and bam,
Pow.
it should have popped up on the screen. Wow, everything. Like, come on. Now, I've beat that game 1,000 times, 1,600 ways from Sunday. I know where every secret is. When I play it, I'm just going out into my city and doing my thing because I know where everything is.
Yeah.
Every secret, every boss, every Easter egg, you name it, I know where it is. And I just think that they missed an opportunity there. Gilbert and I talked about this, something similar on Rules and Requisition this week, how in the Ahsoka episode, when Anakin is talking to Ahsoka in a flashback, and she's like, well, what if I don't want to fight? And he says, then you'll die. That was a missed opportunity for him to look at her and say, then you will meet your destiny.
Yes.
Like, come on. Like,
Yeah,
that
because-
was perfect.
Because see,
That was perfect.
yeah, because see, the thing is that you will die. That's fine. It's fine, but
It's fine. Everything's fine.
is that really how Vader would say it? No. He'd be just the slight bit dramatic.
And you
Just
will meet your
said,
destiny.
you will meet your destiny.
Your destiny.
So, or you will become one with the Force. Something to that effect.
not just yeah, you're gonna kick the bucket. You're gonna buy the farm. You know, you're
Not just like I'm gonna
But
stick this lightsaber in you.
but when he's the trainer, like when he's training her, he's not Darth Vader at that point.
he's not,
Yeah.
but it would have so much.
Yeah,
Well,
I
think
mean,
about when
yeah, it would have had.
like when they were fighting, and Ahsoka says, "I'm not
Mhm.
gonna fight you," and Anakin looks at her and says, "I've heard that before."
Uh,
He's referring to when Luke said, "I will not fight you, father." To
yeah,
which Vader responds, "Then you will meet your destiny."
If it
right.
It was the
fails,
perfect setup, and they funked
uh,
it. They funked it.
it fails to abide in the chat. In TikTok chat says, no one gives neck hugs like Darth Vader. Firm, yet tender. Yes, I agree.
Exactly. Exactly.
Exactly. There's
Hey, and Chuckles in the YouTube chat, lurking while working. Yeah, yeah. Aren't we all, right?
that's what we gotta do. That's what we gotta do. So
Yeah,
with that,
the Batman game is pretty good. So
I
trying to
love the whole
find.
series. I love even
right?
even the
Um,
what was the Canadian team that did the Arkham Origins.
oh, okay.
Not a
Hmm.
horrible game. Not, not the greatest, but it wasn't horrible. It wasn't Rocksteady's three flagship games, but
Yeah.
I love those games. I between those three games, Red Dead Redemption 2 and Genshin Impact are the only video games I play anymore. Like, over and over and over and over again.
I did find another it's another Easter egg. It's another chance to create the black hole in Red Dead Redemption. If you if you throw the little boy off of the cliff, the little boy that you meet, and if you push him off the
I
cliff, you create the black hole, and everything gets sucked into it.
don't know why that's just funny. But I
Well, I
don't know
mean,
why
throwing a
that's just
boy
funny.
into a
But
black
no, it's
hole,
not funny. But
It's not
I mean,
funny,
like
but
in
I
the
mean,
game.
it's a
well, it
little
kind of
bit
is.
funny.
I've said it 1,000 times. Like my favorite points in the game, like for as elaborate and detailed and expansive as that game is, I get the most enjoyment from like when that one dude's like looking over the cliff, like, "Hey, there's a body down there," and I just walk up behind him and push him off and go, "Oh, now
Right?
now there's two, now there's two bodies down there."
Well, right
Or
now,
the monk that's meditating on top of the mountain, like, "Rah, rah, rah," and I'm just like, boot to the back of the head. Ah, ah,
oh,
right in the bottom.
right now, I'm currently stuck on Grand Theft Auto 5, but it's still every now and again when I'll go back to Skyrim, I just love doing the food for da and just pew, seeing somebody just fall off a bridge, or the pew, fall off a cliff. Just
GTA 5 is some good fun.
oh
Oh my
yeah.
God, it's some good fun.
Oh, and for me, the best part is stealing a car and just driving around listening to the radio. That's always been one of my favorite.
Right?
In all of them,
In
it
all of the
G,
games.
yeah.
In all of the games, yeah.
The best part is just riding around in the car, listening to the radio.
I mean, like I know every garage in the city and everyone is stocked with like all of my fully upgraded like vehicles. Just
Hmm.
yeah. I just
Right?
like I'll play the game sometimes like, I'm just but it's like Red Dead too, the same thing.
Hmm.
I will play Red Dead for hours and just ride through the countryside and hunt. I would just go hunting. So sometimes I would just jump on
Right?
GTA 5 and like, which garage am I going to go to, and which car am I gonna like roll through town in?
Right? Because sometimes you get picky just about what kind of car you want to drive. That is funny.
So
Yeah.
I was going to explain to Gretchen what the new show that we were developing, the Model Citizen, was about. I wanted
Yes.
to
I want to
Yes.
hear
explain it.
about that.
So it's supposed to be about making model kits, but also it would be people who create their own kits. I've seen people actually create from like 3D models. They'll do a 3D model, and they will do the uh, case in point. I believe it's Kessel. I think it's called Kessel Model Collecting or Kessel Models. They're on YouTube. They did the one. I'm gonna say 1/12 scale Airwolf from the Airwolf series back in the
Oh wow.
'90s with Jen
Oh
Michael
my
Vincent. It's huge. It's a
Jim
That's
Michael
huge
pretty cool.
Vincent.
helicopter
Oh my
kit, but
God.
That's
yeah,
nice.
it's all it's all 3D printed. It's all 3D resin printed. Some of the people had complained that some of the parts were um, they whether they don't fit right or whatever. Well,
Something that's
but
always kind of the case with resin printing is that if you set the exposure light too soon or too long, then it could shrink either shrinks or just it just doesn't get too small or it's just too big. So
right. But
it just is what it is.
apparently, this model can fit the I think it was like the 5 or the 6 inch GI Joes. That's how big it is. So the
Okay.
model's huge. It's
Wow.
really big.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
big.
It's not the RC one. The RC one is in the two. I think it's in like $7,000 to $8,000 range with the RC one. It's all electric, but it would be models like that, like models that were like have been used in Hollywood productions. Um, there is a YouTube channel with which Sense of Scale it's called,
Mhm.
and it basically looks at the people behind all of the Hollywood productions you've seen. Like the remake of I'm sorry, there was The Hunt for Red October. So there are different scales of those submarines. There's very, very small, from like 6 inches, uh, to 16 feet or 25 feet for the Red October. You know, they're still giving a sense of scale, to the model in different scenes. So that's what we'll be talking about. We'll be talking with the people behind all of those films. Um, but I also want to include special effects makeup. Unfortunately, we cannot get Rob Bottin. He's, I think Rob Bottin. Rob Bottin was a special effects. He's a special effects makeup artist. He worked on RoboCop. He did the whole RoboCop suit, for Peter Weller.
Hmm.
He did.
Mhm.
He did all of. I think he worked on The Thing, the remake with Kurt Russell, the '82 remake, and then he also worked on Star Wars. That was his big thing. He did all of the aliens from the Cantina sequence, and most of the other ones that we've seen for like Return of the Jedi. Um, so it would talk about special effects makeup. Where you, Gretchen, had said about special effects, why do we call it special effects when it's not so special anymore? And
Right.
that's
Everybody has them.
true.
Hmm.
Yeah, 'cause
Mhm.
everybody has them. Um, if I can get Steve Neal on the show, I can I can ask him. He actually worked with John Chambers. John Chambers won an Academy Award for all of the makeup for the original Planet of the Apes, and then Steve
Okay.
Neal worked on the TV series. And when I was at Steve Neal's place and I interning in 2017 with him, he said, you know, um, uh, oh, um, I said, oh, you worked on, the Planet of the Apes TV series. He said, yeah. I said, oh, I used to watch that, because I was in grammar school at the time. He goes, oh, George, you make me feel so old. So I was like, I'm only 10 years younger than you. So
Well, I've already got plans. I mean, I know that I started to, but all I've done really is like, cut the tabs off and trim up the pieces. But I have a box set, a model of the Enterprise refit
Oh,
that came out for motion picture and then was used through all of the TOS movies. I will happily build that model during the show while we're doing it because that is, and I've said that's my
Mhm.
favorite version of the Enterprise.
yeah,
I mean, I know that Walter Jeffries, or Matt Jeffries as he's called, designed the original Enterprise, but it was actually Mike Miner and Joe Jennings' version that was originally supposed to be for Star Trek Phase 2 that
right.
evolved into the
Mhm.
refit model that was used in the motion picture, which, shameless plug, Gilbert and I just reviewed on the season finale of The Rules of Requisition on Sunday. All episodes available on Spotify. Anyway,
You can
there's
find it
my
on YouTube as well. Like, share, subscribe.
right.
I had asked Gil. I think I'd asked Gilbert if he can get Darren Doctorman to do the Star Trek the motion picture. I don't think he was available last weekend or over the weekend. He was at Star Trek Ticonderoga, the Star Trek series set for. William Shatner was there, of course. So
Oh, Bill.
another time.
Oh, Billy
We'll get
Shatner.
him another time. I'd
Oh,
like to get James Cawley on the show. That would be great for you guys because James Cawley actually is he's the owner of the original series set tour. So,
Right. I know.
he has
Yeah,
mhm.
I've seen
yeah,
some of his videos. Yeah.
yeah. He's also an Elvis impersonator, so he looks like Elvis. So that should be interesting.
Okay.
I had a manager at Walmart that was an Elvis impersonator. Every day he had
Well, I
he had the hair with the sideburns, and he had all kinds of rings and jewels, all wearing all kinds of it was crazy. It was crazy.
I
Yes.
for a very limited time, because you can only take so much of it. Had Elvis as the voice of my Waze navigation app, but you can only take the next left, baby, like so many times before you're like, oh, okay, I'm done, I'm
So
done. You,
recalculating.
you,
I'm
you want to
recalculating.
make that right turn, baby.
So
Make that
recalculating,
right
baby.
turn.
Recalculating,
Right turn
baby.
on Main, baby. Like, no, 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 no. Okay, stop. Elvis, stop.
Take a left on Main, baby. Recalculating, baby.
I'm recalibrating, baby. We're rerouting, baby.
I tried C3PO. It was okay. I tried the fun was it I think they had the Swedish chef from the Muppet Show.
God, how would you even know where to go?
All right.
Like, what?
What?
What? I
What?
mean, that's like only marginally worse than, or marginally better. I don't know which. Mushmouth from Fat Albert. Like, how would you even know where anybody's going? Like,
Oh my god. Yes, Beaker. Yes.
yeah, Beaker? Yeah.
No, Beaker. No, Beaker was me.
Right, right.
No, that was
Kind of
was the
laugh.
Swedish chef.
Swedish chef. Yeah.
Swedish chef. Yeah.
I showed there was a clip came up on TikTok. I showed it to my wife and she loved it because she loves the Swedish chef. We always watch the Muppet Show. It's on Disney Plus. Uh, where he makes chocolate mousse and he does the chocolate and then he brings this mousse in this big huge mousse and he goes, hey, take the chocolate and put it on the mousse. Stick in the chocolate mousse.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Oh, Muppets. Oh,
Hey,
the
one
Muppets.
of my favorite Muppet Babies television episodes ever was when they redid Star Wars.
Oh,
They did like the whole episode where they were recreated A New Hope. I think this was even before it was called A New Hope because I was still like a kid. Like, I mean, I'm still a kid now. I'm a 50-year-old kid, but I mean, like, I was a little kid.
So the show would concentrate on models, would also
Mhm.
concentrate on cosplay, on special effects, makeup. So it would be all encompassing for people who make stuff, who
Mhm.
make like props and stuff like that. So I have a couple of people. James, James Lechner was on the show. I asked James because he knows a lot of different people in Hollywood. A lot of he's mainly concerned with like the well he knows a lot of people from like the Godzilla crowd. So all of those filmmakers, all of those
Mhm.
stars from like the old Godzilla movies.
Gonna make Thomas jealous. Gonna make Thomas jealous.
Just a little bit, just a little bit.
But yeah,
I'm okay with that.
James.
I'm okay.
There's
Yeah.
Tony Hardy. Tony is. I met him at Steve Neal's too, and I also met Mike Scott. Mike Scott does. He. Mike Scott is a fantastic maker. He actually makes the 2001 Clavius spacesuits for anybody who wants one, like
Oh,
$50,000. So from head to
oh,
toe,
cool.
so he
Yeah.
makes the
Oh, shoot.
helmet, the
I
gloves,
think
the
I
suit,
think I
the boots.
oh no, just pocket lint. Sorry, no $50,000 there.
Yeah, it's only 50,000. I mean,
Oh my
come
God.
on.
Oh.
It's only 50,000.
Okay. 2001 spacesuit, $50,000. 7 foot animatronic Darth Vader, $500. Hmm.
Hmm.
I
Tough decision
mean,
there.
Tough one. Yeah. Anybody watching, Cash App, $transgression, raising $500. I'm moving this spring and I want to decorate my brand new room in my brand new home. My roommate will love it. She will love it. Seven
Or
foot
Darth
tall
Vader will
it's
choke
a,
her to death.
7 foot tall animatronic Darth Vader. Even though
it's a,
technically he's only 6'7", but I'll take 7. That's okay.
you know, 6'7", just get 3-inch lift shoes. There you go. Problem solved.
Problem solved.
So yeah. So there's a couple people. My friend Mark Myers makes models. He builds them professionally for people who want them, but he does mostly Star Trek stuff. He does. He has. If you go to his Facebook page, he does the Jupiter 2, like in Lost in Space. He does the Constitution refit. Um, he does the one which model do you have, Gretchen? You have the one three
It's
fifty scale.
oh, hold on 1 second.
I think Polar Lights came out with the 1/350 scale. It's either Polar Light, yeah. I think it's Polar Lights.
So I
Okay.
got rid of a lot of Star Trek merchandise I had. I gave it to a friend, but he sent me this,
Oh, that's the AMT one.
right? And
Um,
Okay.
I've always started like basically taking the pieces off the frames and trimming off the tabs
right.
and stuff. I haven't glued anything yet. I haven't painted anything yet. Now I had a model of that years ago that I put together that had sounds and lights in it too.
Right.
And that took me like months to put together because of doing all the wiring and all that stuff. This one is not lit or sound effects, but
The newest thing they have Aztecing masks that you can get for that. So it'll look like the plate work on the top of the
mhm,
saucer
Hmm.
section and all over.
right.
Lou Damaso is the guy to contact. He does um, his I think his handle is called Aztec Dummy, and he does all the Aztecing things. But the newest thing that they've been doing, that looks like a 1/537 scale.
Yeah, probably. And it's got all the plate work and the detail. You can't
Oh,
see it
okay.
because of the washout.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to paint every little square and plate varying
Well, they make
shades of gray,
they make they make the masks for that. So they make like a vinyl mask that you would put over that um, to do like
Hmm.
the contrasting plating. They also
Right.
do the newest thing now is to make it look just like the movie model. So the movie model had like a pearlescent plate. They have that paint now. So
Nice.
it's like a pearlescent overlay that you can actually put into an airbrush and just airbrush it on, and so
Yeah,
you do all
I
the
don't
Aztecing.
have an airbrush and I've never done
Cool.
airbrushing before, but
Yeah.
I do know that like it's a base coat gray and then there's like the pearlescent overlay is like a very light hint of blue to
Right.
give it that like hint of a blue look because if you watch Star Trek 3 is a good example, very, very heavy on the blue tones throughout the entire movie, very heavy on the blue tones.
Right.
Yeah. I'll say is I have an airbrush airbrush kit, and I've always had trouble with it. Always had issues with it. Um,
Is it a two stage or one stage?
I have no idea what stage.
Okay.
See,
No. The
I don't
one
even know
what
what that means. I don't even know what that means.
I have
one
no
stage of
idea.
the airbrush is it's just one. It's like one needle that goes through. There's this piece that looks like a needle,
Uh
and
huh.
it goes through and
Yeah, it's just the one then. Yeah, because it's
yeah.
not.
So the three stages. There's a three stage, a two stage, and I believe in a one stage. I have a one stage, which is the easiest one to use. It's a Posh. It's called. It's PAASHE. It's a Posh airbrush. It has
Mm,
interchangeable heads for different spray patterns. That's the one I use at Steve Neal's, and Steve goes, "Just get the Posh, get the one stage, and be done with it." I was like, "Really?" He goes, "Yeah, that's the easiest one to use." I was like, "Okay." That's what I bought,
all right.
and I've not regretted it since. It's easy to clean, you know. You can,
Sweet.
you put a lot of stuff through it, but it has interchangeable mixing cups that you can put onto the side. So it has like these little stainless
Hmm.
steel mixing cups you put on the side. You can mix up, like colors and do it.
Okay. All right.
So the Posh single stage. That's about the best one you can get.
I
So
know I
Cool.
paint mostly with acrylic. I am super detail oriented though, so I will be super anal when I paint this model, and I will go in with my tiniest little brush, and I will paint every little plate individually. I will do it. Watch me. And I'll do it right on the show for all people to see. Because once I get my background set up, I'm going to stop using like digital backgrounds because I'm
yeah,
working on my nerd den here. That way I can not have to like, because you have a digital background, you got to get it right front. Like, because
yeah.
if I go over here, you
You all
can't
right?
see it.
Well,
But
all I can say is that you have a lot more patience than I do, because there's no way possible that I could sit down and focus on something that small, and have the patience again to paint that. Wait for it to dry, and I can't. I don't have that
the
patience in
beautiful
me.
thing about acrylic, though, acrylic dries super fast.
Yeah.
Super fast.
Yeah.
So if you go light, and what I'll do is and I've been doing acrylic painting for years now, so I know to go in and do very light layers.
Uh
You
huh.
can move on to something else. So when you come back to that other piece, it's already dry, and you can keep just layering it for effect rather than trying to just all the crap on top at once
Right.
and then waiting 2 hours for it to dry. I'm not a master of my craft, but I have mastered my craft, if that makes sense.
Yes.
I've mastered my technique anyway. So
I've done more painting than anything else. I've had to build the next generation, Enterprise, the Enterprise D. I built it 17 times for the hobby shop, and
Uh,
after that,
wow.
I was all D'd out. That was it. I was done. I was like,
said
And
No.
somebody asked me to do it again with lights. I was like, no, I'm not doing it again.
So no more D.
And I know-
So no more D for George. All right, we got
I
it.
know this conversation was going to go this direction,
So no more D for George. We got it.
but not that direction.
It's like, hey, this a
On my Minecraft server, I built a full-scale Enterprise versus the Reliant head-to-head battle up in the sky, attacking each other. I will get screenshots next time I come on this show,
Okay.
and I will show it to you.
Cool.
no. See,
Yeah, I'm such a nerd.
I just
Such a nerd.
I just don't have the patience for painting. If I can't just quick spray paint, let it dry for like a couple, it's just not worth it to me. I hate.
Well, it was funny when I was doing. I had done the diorama for the Rebel base on the planet Hoth, and I submitted it to Jersey Fest one time. It's like I still have the original diorama, which I'm doing some other work. But anyway, the snow speeders that were to scale, 1/72nd snow speeders that were built by Revell, they were snapped together kits. They were already painted for you, and they already had the decals on them. All you had to do was just snap them all together and put them in line. And I was like, oh, okay, that's good. But
Okay, cool.
the Hoth base was just, I mean, from conception to completion, it took me a good, let's see, I started in June, and then I got it finished in April. And the thing's like 3 feet, it's like 3 feet wide, 2 feet deep and about 2 feet high. So it's like the shield wall, the door's already closed with all the, and I had to sculpt out all of like the icicles and all this other stuff. All that was casted in clear resin. And then
Okay.
my friend had, I'll send you some pictures of it. 'Cause somebody asked me if I was on set one time. They said, did you go to Elstree Studios? I was like, no. I was like, no.
That's cool. That's pretty chill.
I took my phone and I put it down onto the thing, onto like the surface, and I took a picture that way, and they were like, "Oh, I thought you were actually on the set." And if I was on the set, I wouldn't be here.
I don't know if
I wouldn't be at
I'll
like
be
this
able to
rinky-dink model show.
see this here. Let me see if I can do this. This is a painting I did for a friend of mine on TikTok.
I'm gonna send these. I'll send this picture to you through Messenger.
I did this for a friend on TikTok. I don't know how well you can see that.
Oh, that's cool.
That's only a
Oh.
portion of it. It was like 18 by 24 inches. It's a big painting.
That's really cool.
Yeah, the Enterprise trying to get away from the Reliant in the Battle of the Mutara Nebula.
Oh,
Nice.
very cool. See if I can. Let's see if I can grab some pictures here, since we are on Zoom.
Can't forget this one. God, I have to show this one off. This was one that I did for one of the originators of the Rules of Nerdquisition podcast, Indak, who has yet to come on an episode. By the way.
Right.
You were supposed to be like the original person, and then Gilbert was like, "Oh, I just want to be on the show one time." I'm like, "You are the show now. Welcome."
So Indak, come on, man.
Yeah, what's up, man? Come on, get on the show.
You need to
I did.
quit teasing and start pleasing. Come on, man.
Trying to see if I
That was weird.
Oh, here it is. There. So this is
Nice.
a little bit of the
Oh, neat.
That's pretty cool.
base.
That is pretty cool.
I had to build that. That's all done by hand. That little ladder piece. They put the
Yeah.
R2 units into the X-wings.
Yeah.
The the snow speeders are the Revell ones, 1/72nd scale. Was it all the lighting was 1/72nd scale? So, yeah.
Nice. I like it. That's fantastic.
Just people said, "Hey, were you there at Elstree?" Like,
You say, yes. Yes,
That's what-
I was.
That's what I did for. I did that for NDAC.
cool.
And you see, NDAC. You see, they need bring your ass on the show, NDAC.
Come on, man. Come on. I know.
Heard you, I heard you guys talking about the rules in the Requisition about Star Trek V, and I was like going, "Oh, I'm so sorry." I'm so sorry
So-
you had to witness that.
I blocked most of it out. I'm gonna have to
Yeah, but thanks a lot, George, for bringing.
I'm gonna have to re-traumatize myself. When I cross that bridge.
I am going to say this about Star Trek V. Lawrence Luckenbill was fantastic as Sybok.
Oh, yeah.
Was fantastic. The rest of the movie is garbage, but he was fantastic as Sybok. As the brother that, was conveniently written into the plot that no one knew that Spock ever had, but okay, whatever. Anyway.
It's just the same way Michael Burnham is his sister.
Right. He's got a sister.
He's got a sister. He's got a brother, and it's like, how does an only child all of a sudden have a brother and a sister?
At least they were like, hey, Kirk has got some family. And they introduced them in the first season of TOS, and they're all dead.
Yeah, first episode. Oh, you have a brother, Sam. Well, he's dead.
The mucusy space vampire pancake monster things.
Yes. So you have a sister-in-law. Oh, she's dead. No, she's alive. No, she's dead.
My brother and I used to watch Star Trek First Run, and when we watched, that episode, Operation Annihilate, is like going. My brother goes, "Oh, so they're like flying cheese omelets." I was like, "Yep, they're flying omelets."
Pretty much, yeah. That was a weird episode. But we at least get to review a couple of good movies in the next couple season finales.
That is true.
Until we get to Star Trek 4, which I don't mind, but Gilbert doesn't like a lot.
It's
Not a fan.
What in the hell? Hang on, everybody.
What is happening?
Did we get banned from TikTok, or is this teenage?
Oh, he's got a phone call. Well, anyway, we don't need him, right? That setup though behind you is super cool though. I mean, the way it looks too, you could almost be like sitting in front of it. Like I half expect you to like just take your headphones off and go jump in that airspeeder. Like it's like right behind you. Like you could actually do that.
So that was T. Nathan, and I don't know. I guess he needed some help with something. I'm not sure.
So, in the immortal words of the galaxy, what's your beef?
I saw he was talking. He was in the group chat.
He is in the group chat.
Talking about scheduling and stuff, but
Couple of days.
you don't have to worry about me. Like I said on Villain's View, there was no peak trans last week, and there will be no peak trans this week, just because of the holiday that I don't celebrate, but for people who may taking the weekend off.
Yeah.
Rules
I'm
and
gonna be high on
Requisition, though.
tryptophan.
Rules and Requisition, though. We'll be back. Season 2, Episode 1, premiere
Bum, bum, bum. Oh, yeah.
on Sunday.
Because you know what? We're dedicated. We're dedicated like that.
Bum, 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 bum.
Bum, 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 bum.
That's right. We are doing our thing.
You're
Hey,
so
T. Nathan
dedicated, you
over-
should be committed. Maybe at the
Absolutely.
where was that? It was funny because the two of the original series Star Trek episodes. One was the dilithium cracking station, and then the background was the dilithium cracking station, or I believe Devil in the Dark, and then
Mhm.
Right.
the other one was the Insane Asylum, the one with was it like with Captain Garth, and
Yeah,
it was
Queen
it was the
Yeah.
same
Queen's
background,
level
but they
3.
took the refinery out.
Right, yeah.
Right.
They
Yeah.
did a lot of that. And obviously, limited budget back then, but I see T. Nathan jumped over into the YouTube chat. So, hey, how you doing?
So, T. Nathan, you needed help. What can we help you with, sir? What's going on?
This is the help desk.
This is the help desk,
I'll leave it to I'll leave
and
it
we are here to help.
gentlemen. Though.
Nathan,
Have you built a teleporter yet?
I'll build. No. No, because I would have teleported my ass out of this country ASAP if I'd be gone already. Oh wow.
Well, here's the thing. For a teleporter, I'm 99.9% sure that it will require a quantum chip or a quantum processing chip. The last information I've heard about quantum processing chips is they catch fire.
Fire's bad.
They catch fire.
Fire's bad.
They burn down to the ground.
Well, even when teleporters are concerned, and you and I had touched on this a little bit, Gilbert.
Mhm.
Scientists have come up with a means of teleportation, atomic teleportation, where essentially it's more like the movie The Prestige,
Yeah.
the Nolan film
Mhm.
with Hugh Jack, where it's more like duplication than it is teleportation, where they can copy a person's atom or copy a person atom by atom and just rebuild it somewhere else. The problem is there are so many atoms in the human body that make it up, it would literally take untold lifetimes to copy one person. If you could copy one atom per second, it would take untold lifetimes
Oh, wow.
to copy a single person. So, yeah, they can do it, just not efficiently yet.
the one
Right.
one thing that I really liked on in the Star Trek Next Generation technical manual was they have Heisenberg compensators in the transporters. So if you do not know what Dr. Heisenberg is, very, very interesting. It's funny. It's a funny joke. They have Heisenberg compensators.
And they use that
All
joke
right.
in the Moriarty episodes of
Oh,
TNG with, yeah. But, yeah, so T. Nathan saying in the group chat that he's preparing a meal for those that happen to be homeless. So that's an awesome thing to be doing. Needs a clone
Cool.
for his show tonight and tomorrow. I don't have a clone. I mean, how can you clone T. Nathan? I mean, there's a one and only, right? How do you clone that?
Right?
you may want me to basically take the show and put it onto, I guess, the Auto DJ, play it on the Auto
That
DJ.
there's
I mean,
you can do that too.
Yeah.
Not a bad idea
Yeah.
going forward for people, all of us, to broadcast on GCPR going forward, have multiple shows or even just one show. Maybe record a couple of backup shows
I did. Well,
and have them in the works. So if you're not available for a night, you could say,
Right.
"Here, broadcast this," and it's not something you're not replaying something old.
Right. Right.
in the Auto DJ, I did create all of the names of the shows, and I'm trying to find like the newest shows that have already been done, converting them to MP3 and putting them into the Auto DJ. So when it plays, It should
Yeah,
just, I mean, it should just play. But I mean, you could set it up. I think you could set it up to play certain shows at certain times.
yeah, you can.
It's a little bit
The
involved, but
the
I'm still trying to get GCPR to play on my computer. I can't
it
get that website to work. I cannot get it to work on any browser, on any device that I have. I can't
uh
listen to it.
I don't know what to tell you on that one. I honestly don't. Not without actually seeing your system. I have no idea.
I don't know. One
I
day
have no idea.
we'll have to do a Zoom meeting, and I'll have to share with you and just show you my setup.
Yeah.
Show you my, just
All right.
one day when you've got some time, we can do that. Just I got to figure something out. I've had it work a few times through Safari on my phone,
Mm-hmm.
but it doesn't always work, and I usually have to do like a complete browser wipe and reboot to get it to work.
Yeah.
That's just
But,
doesn't seem like it should do that.
Yeah. But I don't know, something about the
I'm gonna turn off my AVG and see if that might be blocking it too.
it could be possible. It could be something within the Windows firewall settings as well. So
right.
yeah.
I mean, you could tell AVG to admit it, admit the browser, or
Mhm.
admit the website.
Right. I'm just
Yeah.
not getting any warnings. It's not saying like usually when I go to a website, if it's not going to let that I want to go to and it's not going to let me do it, it'll give me a warning saying, "Hey, we're blocking this website," and I can go in and give that website permission. But and usually that's just when I'm
Mhm.
like looking at pre-sales on various cryptos. Yes, I'm a crypto girl, whatever. The only good thing about the Trump winning the election was my crypto investments are blowing up. But I did kind of pull back a little bit today because there was a crash, bit of a
Yeah.
crash. Bitcoin lost almost like $8,000 today overnight.
Oh,
$9,000 overnight.
Jeez. That's a lot of money.
It is a lot of money. It is a lot of money.
But
Yeah.
yeah,
you'd
but
buy like those Trump NFTs.
No. I was
Mm.
talking to Gil, like me and Gilbert need to make our own NFTs.
Oh,
you know what? I looked into that a couple years ago. I was planning on doing it, but I got sidetracked.
Well, I mean, yeah, I get that, and I do the same thing. But you need artwork. I can do artwork, and then we collaborate.
Yeah.
We could do cross-brand
Oh,
NFTs for the entire GCPR network.
that we could.
Every
Yeah.
show can have its own NFTs.
nice.
Let's do it.
I mean, come on.
Let's
If
do it.
Trump can plaster his face on Captain America, why
Then
can't
why can't we?
why can't we do it everyone else? I mean, all of us. I think we're all fucking superstars. Sorry, there's my F bomb for the night. Boom, before 8 p.m. My bad.
That's a $500 swear jar moment. There you go.
Yeah, right. It happens. It happens.
I mean, that's
And
like a whole Darth Vader right there.
I mean,
we need to do need to
I mean,
set up
that's a
our swear jar.
that's a visit from Adam Nimoy right there.
T Nathan, I got you. T Nathan, I got you. We will do NFTs across the board for hosts of every show, from conversations to the villain's view to the rules and Inquisition to Peak Trans to the help desk. Gosh, there's so many. I can't think of Jeff Kennedy, the Kennedy effect. I mean, there's so many of them. And I know what Jay said.
Yeah.
T's one.
What Jay said, yeah.
Come on, everybody needs NFT.
So yeah, why not put our faces on like we're in outer space, living on the sun,
I mean, we already got our faces out here. Why not make 15
That's
cents
true.
off of it if we can?
right? I mean,
It's 15 cents we didn't have.
that's 15 cents we didn't have, and Some of us,
15 cents. It's 15 cents.
15 cents is 15 cents, and then
It all adds up.
some of us,
Right, yeah.
start selling feet pick on the internet. So
Might get to $20 in 30 years. You never know. But
Yeah. Yeah. Sell 8 of them, you got $1.20. So
let's see.
I will start doing some artwork. I will definitely start doing some artwork.
I'm trying.
Be sure to
Um,
reach out through the Facebook group chat or friend me on Facebook if you have particular poses, garments, appearances you would like to have in your NFT. We'll make that happen.
she can make it happen.
Make it happen.
Yeah, I have to go back to sculpting. Go at bird. I'm not sure. I was looking at it.
I need to film. Not many people know this. I have a small murder of crows that I feed on a regular basis. They don't come around much in the
Nice.
summer and the spring because foraging is really good. But when winter comes, there's
Mhm.
a dozen or two of them, and they will be at my door, outside my door at 10:30 a.m. every morning, squawk, squawk, squawking and bow-apping until I come outside and start throwing hard-boiled eggs and unsalted peanuts at them. I need to make some videos of that, and like we could use this promotional stuff for GCPR.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Full bow app.
My grandmother had the power of Boap, the Italian
Mhm.
curse. She used to do that. So if she cursed you, a plate glass would just come out of a window and just chop you in two, cut you in two.
Yeah.
She had
And
that.
you
Yeah.
remember, I mean, crows hold grudges. They hold grudges to a point where, like, they can actually teach their offspring,
Yeah.
their other murder mates. Murder mates, is that a word?
They'll teach their kids that
who you
they'll
are.
teach their kids that, hey, yo, we got beef with him.
Mhm.
Like they'll carry that on for generations.
Like
Like-
a generation of hate.
I got raccoons.
Um,
Funny story. Okay, before you reset the show real quick, I've got a quick story for T Nathan here. One night, I had this stalker from my last place of employment, and one night I was in bed and my dog started freaking out, and I thought, God, he kept coming around. Like I was finding in the winter, finding footprints in the snow on my doorstep, my patio. Like this person was like knocking on my door in the middle of the night. Anyway, one night I freaked out. My dog's freaking out. I'm like, I'm done, right? So I grabbed this ball bat, and I run out the front door. I'm like, I'm just gonna run out the door screaming and start beating this dude in. And I run out there, and there are like, I had put a bag of trash on my patio earlier that day that I meant to take to the dumpster that I forgot, and there was like 8 or 9 raccoons on my patio. Now, I squealed like an 8-year-old girl, ran right back inside, slammed the door shut. The raccoons were probably just as freaked out, but I got up an hour later because I felt so bad. I went outside and I like threw a bunch of dog food on the ground. So it's like I felt so bad that I scared the raccoons and that they haven't come back. Like, I'm sorry, here's some treats. Come, please. Sorry. So I thought it was some freaky maintenance dude that was stalking me. And no, it was just I left some trash on the patio. The raccoons are like, oh, man, dinner, free dinner.
And on that note, this is the Help Desk. I'm your host, Gilbert. I'm the Angry IT Nerd. I'm here with my other hosts, George and Gretchen. And we're talking about all things tech and crows. So that's that. So, yeah. and crows and raccoons and all types of stuff. So so let me see. Jay Thomas in the chat. What about listeners of the show? So I'm guessing that if one of our listeners would like a portrait drawn of them from the Baba Yaga, the official Baba Yaga, I'm sure that she would be more than happy. Just say, hey, can you draw me? Would you draw me? I would love for you to draw me.
I do have an Etsy shop, but I have problems with that website and their management and their customer support. So I'm probably going to be pulling my shop down from Etsy and I will start doing custom pieces of artwork. But I'm going to set up my own thing and
Well,
just get away from third parties because one, I don't want to. Why am I giving them a piece of my pie? You know?
Right.
right?
And,
Yeah.
and two, they're just not very good with their customer support. I mean, I, as
No,
a
they are not.
artist and a seller, I would work with my customers who had problems, but
Hmm.
not every artist and creator out there is going to do that. And if you try to go through Etsy to resolve a problem, Etsy's just kind of like, oh, what was that? I'm sorry. They don't, they don't.
Yes, it's like
So, you know,
no hablo inglés. Like
Yeah.
what?
I told Gilbert. I think a few shows back when we had a paintball store. My friend and I had a paintball store. We were selling paintball guns. And there was this place called Smart Parts. They're selling their guns, and they pulled our eBay listing because we were selling guns cheaper than what Smart Parts were selling them, and they were actually Smart Parts, guns. And I
Hmm.
said, uh, you know, um, and I emailed eBay. I think I called them, and they said, well, Smart Parts said that you're cheapening the guns, and I was like, no, I bought them wholesale through a third party vendor and I could sell them for whatever I want to sell them for. And then Smart Parts,
Hmm.
you know, called me. I actually called my friend. And then my friend and I got on the phone with them and said, look, I could sell your stuff for, no, you have to sell our guns for this price and this. And I was like, oh, really? And I saw that you went to eBay and you told them about us and you pulled our listing. So what I did was I was like, okay, no problem. I sold five guns. It's like five. It was no, it was like eight guns. I sold eight guns for $1 a piece, and this one guy bought all eight of them. As like, and now we don't sell smart parts anymore. I don't sell accessories. I don't sell guns. I don't care. I'll sell whatever I can. No more smart parts. And they were like you can't do that. It's like it's already done. We got the money. No, 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 and done, done, and done. So I was like, don't, don't tell me what I
Uh,
can do. Just don't tell me that. Yeah, I could see if it was, because their shot, their primary weapon was called the shocker.
right.
It was 24 balls per second. Came out of that gun, out of the box.
only
And
Okay.
in
then
my
there was
youth,
this.
only in my youth.
Oh, yeah, me too. Can't run anymore. So, but I was like, yeah. So, and then they had something called the black heart board, which was an upgrade. 34 balls
Hmm.
per second. You could empty an entire hopper full of paintballs in about one 1.8 seconds. If you just put your finger on the trigger, it it looked like silly
Yeah.
string come out of the gun. It's like you just
Yes.
lost
I
$50 worth of paintballs there because like at the time the hoppers were big, holding about 80 shots, just and you just hear and that was it.
yeah. Well, see,
So
I would go through so many like that because, um, yeah,
Do you
I love shooting people with paintballs.
do either of you remember gotcha guns?
Yeah.
Like the first commercial paintball gun that came out. So like I
Hmm.
used to have, let's say, this enterprise, right? When I was a teenager, I used to acquire Nintendo games. They at the time they were selling for like NES games for like 20
Hmm.
bucks a piece. I would acquire them and then I would sell them to my neighborhood friends for like 10 bucks. I remember buying like my first gotcha gun with my profits from my enterprise that I had when I was a kid, and it was fun. They didn't work really well. I mean, they jammed up after like you fired three shots. The
Oh,
paint would
Mm-hmm.
jam up, and they were terrible. I mean, you're talking about something you could buy for like $20 at a Children's Palace or Toys R Us or something, like.
I
But we,
the
we we
first
won't get into how I acquired those games, but it was a very lucrative enterprise for a while.
the first metal paintball pistol was the Nelspot 007. The Nelspot had
Mm-hmm.
a 12-gram air cartridge, and it was actually used in zoos to fire tranquilizer darts. And that was the
Okay.
first commercial, gun that was used for paintball. And it was, I mean, at the time it was like $900. I remember this thing was like $900. And when Tippmann made guns for the military, they also started to produce paintball guns. When they started to produce paintball guns, their SL, 68 caliber ones, the Nell spot just dropped. And I remember seeing the gun for like $50 one time. I was like, I gotta get a Nell spot. I gotta get a Nell spot. And I got a Nell spot. And I was like, this gun was great. It didn't jam, but it did not have, capacity to fire paintballs. It was basically like a giant dart gun. But
Okay.
um, it's FPS. Like if you put a 12-gram air cartridge in, you could fire a paintball at like 80 yards. Like you could use it like a sniper weapon. Like Jesus, it was a pistol. This thing was like because it had to
Mm-hmm.
fire an aluminum dart, that was filled, I guess, with anesthesia or whatever it was, with a needle and like a little thing, and just fire.
Right.
Man,
Okay.
yeah,
God, that
So,
would have made playing war as a kid so much easier. Because we used to just run through the woods with plastic guns and go, bang, bang, you're dead. No, I'm not. I got you. No, you didn't. Bang. No, I got you. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. Like, oh God. We spent more time
yeah.
fighting over who got or who didn't get who than we did actually like fighting and playing war.
we used to do that too. I was fortunate. My uncle got out of World War II, went into plastics, and he was a mold engineer. And he was a mold engineer for Mattel. He was a mold engineer for Whammo, for Marks, for Eldon Toys. He did all these other things. And he used to always get me the machine gun, and you would like pull back on the bolt, and it would be that, blah, 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 like the Tommy gun.
Mm-hmm.
And then, because Marks was like a big toy, manufacturer back then, and some of their toys are in the thousands of dollars now, like if you still have them. But I remember that Tommy gun. He's like, I have this one, and I have this one, and he would bring home, like he would bring me like I don't know, like 6 or 7 different guns, and I'd be like, I have an M16, I have this, I have that, I have this, and like, and my friends would go, where did you get all this stuff? My uncle works for the toy company. Oh my God. I remember watching Major Matt Mason's being made, and Barbies being made, because Major Matt Mason was my thing at the time in the 60s. But yeah, I remember watching all the Barbies being made, injection molding and stuff like that. And then they had like the deformed Barbies, the ones who went like to Burbank and, got,
So those are like
got like bad plastic surgery. So
like meth head
they're
Barbie.
like deformed.
Those like meth head Barbie.
Yeah. So.
This is our Methany doll.
Yeah.
And Elizabeth. We don't
There's
sell
a
heroin. We don't sell heroines. We sell heroin.
there's
I mean,
there's our black tar Barbie.
Yeah, just
Crack
whatever.
cocaine Ken.
I'm telling you, just like we were talking on Villains View the other night, we need to make like a play set, and it needs to be like that recreation of that time I told you when I went to buy some, green from some guy with a friend, and my friend went to the other room to make the deal, and I'm standing there in that living room, and that dude's like, this like white dude, just like totally burnt out, just looks at me, he's like, hey man, you want to buy some crack? And I was like, no, but thank you. That like needs to be a full play set.
Uh,
Like
Well,
really, that's
you know,
just some
so
person
so the
walks in your
bar
house and
so
just like, hey, what's up? You want to buy some crack? Huh?
so the Barbie trap house. The Barbie trap house.
crack house playset.
Oh, but
It seems like there's something a market for this stuff here. It seems like there's a market. I'm just saying. So, we could. I mean, hey, if people
so
are going to stereotype minority groups, why don't these minority groups make money off those stereotypes? I mean, think about it. I
right.
think back to the movie "I'm Gonna Get You, Sucker."
Hmm.
Remember the ghetto Olympics they had in the movie, like
Yeah,
where they were
they were.
making fun of all the tropes that they apply to people of color, like with
Mhm.
their race where they're running with TVs being chased by Dobermans and stuff. Like
Right. Yeah. So.
bank on that,
Yeah.
bank on that. Don't let the white
Said
man make
no.
money off
Capitalize
that.
on that. We need to monetize that.
Capitalize on it.
Need to monetize
Capitalize on
that.
it.
It
Streetwalker Barbie, that's right.
said
I think trap Barbie should be a thing too.
it
When you take, we all know that Barbies don't really have genitals, male or
said
female.
it.
We're going to give them them, but when you take
Hmm.
them off, it's not going to be the ones you expect. When you take
Yes.
the clothes off, it's not going to be the ones you expect.
It is crack cocaine Ken.
It's a trap.
So it's black tar Barbie and crack cocaine Ken.
So wait, so if you put neodymium magnets into the plastic,
Uh-huh. Yeah.
you you could change the, you know, change the sex of the doll. You know,
You could change them.
Yes.
Yeah, you could.
He could.
You
He
could
could.
have full gender reaffirming surgery dolls.
It's a gender reassignment Barbie.
Change your
Gender.
changing your pronouns is easy as a quick switch of a magnet.
Said go from Barbie to Ken in less than.
That's like Trump speed. That's like you send
So
your
you
kid
go
to school.
send a kid to
all
school,
new
come
gender,
back, whole new gender.
whole new gender. Yeah. Never mind the year of recovery and all that other fun stuff.
the funniest one I saw on Saturday Night Live was called Broody. It was it was like a
Mhm.
Rudy Giuliani head, but it was like a coffee maker. All the coffee ran from his sideburns down his chin into the cup. It was called Broody. Oh my god, that was hilarious.
Did you? I know this show isn't about politics necessarily, but did you guys see Rudy Giuliani's press conference?
No, I didn't. Oh my
He was
god.
like, "I literally have no cash. If I want to call a cab, I have no cash. I have no credit card. I have no bank account. I have no cash." And I was like, I feel like somebody named Justin wrote a song about this once.
Or somebody named, Bradley or Bryce or Chase or, somebody like that. But here's the thing. I mean, he should expect that. I mean, you riding around in a damn, what was it, like the Porsche that he was supposed to give up And he decided he's gonna ride around in it.
Oh, it was a Mercedes that was owned
Oh,
by like Lauren Bacall.
right.
Like exactly, Jay Thomas. Exactly.
Yeah, Cry Me a River. Exactly. Yes, Jay Thomas.
Cry me a river.
Oh my God.
Sorry. I'm a white person. I have no rhythm. I have less rhythm than Justin Timberlake. That's sad. But anyway, whatever.
Uh, Zio, hey, what's going on, bro? How you doing today, man? But
Crimea
yeah.
River. Well, he
I mean, honestly, he had a
Kleenex.
right. He can't afford a Kleenex.
No. No, and I keep thinking of that viral video around like a year or two ago. Remember, it was some dude and he had a mop bucket and a mop and he was like running out into the ocean waves and dipping his mop in it and then running back to the bucket and then running back like I'm trying to mop up the ocean like exercise in futility. I mean, you could not think of a
Right.
more Sisyphean task.
So the other show that we were supposed to create is
The retro gaming show.
Gaming show.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't know if you guys want to pick a name for that, or so I mean, I have the outline for it, but
Yeah, I saw the outline. I read the outline.
I just don't know.
Just don't have a name for it yet. So
Yeah.
I don't know yet. We have to kind of brainstorm on that one a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah,
I keep seeing Game Gears on Facebook Marketplace for like $30.
I want a Game Gear. I spent so many hours just laying in bed playing Sonic the Hedgehog on my Game Gear. My mom upstairs, like, please don't hear me, please don't hear me, please don't hear me. You know.
No, I remember.
Dad, it's 3 in the morning. Got school.
So not only the Game Gear and the Atari Lynx. The Atari Lynx.
Contra was a great game. Yeah.
Yes.
I want one of those. I really want one of those NES throwback that comes like 1,000 games programmed into it,
Mm-hmm.
and you just plug it into your TV and go or whatever. I mean, like,
Right?
They have one that looks like the Game Boy now, with
Mhm.
like a color screen. That I saw. It's got all the games on it, though.
Yeah.
What is this? I don't want the system itself because I ain't trying to. I'm not. Blowing isn't a problem. Just games aren't my thing.
All right.
Right. Somebody caught it. Oh, what was it? They had them on Amazon. But I mean, Steam is cool and all. I love Steam. I can play I was literally playing Echo the Dolphin from Sega Genesis the other day on my Steam account. Like,
right?
that game's so freaking hard. Like, oh my god. But yeah, just I don't want to buy every freaking game on, even if they're 99 cents. I ain't trying to spend that kind of money on Steam.
Yeah.
Right? It's like,
I want.
nah, I can't do that, Steam.
I want Starship Troopers Extermination, but it's in the $60 range right now. I'm like,
So you want Starship Troopers, but you're not willing to pay Starship Troopers money.
I don't have that type of money. I don't have $60. $3 is good. $3, $4 is good. But I mean, I got Batman Arkham Knight for for $3.49. So.
But again, I will say to anybody that is listening, you play games on Steam, the best site to go to that I've seen that has games for cheap is called cdkeys.com. cdkeys.com.
Okay.
They have games anywhere from like 50 to like 90% off. Just depending on how new the game is, how popular it is, or whatnot. But they always have all games on sale.
The other thing I really miss, so a lot of my friends had Atari when I was a kid. I didn't. My dad bought an Intellivision.
I had one too.
I want I want an Intellivision again because I have so many memories
I
with
have
that system.
I just saw that on Facebook Marketplace. Where did I see it?
There's some emulators online, and then there's a company called Amico that has been trying to like crowdfund a like remake console
Right.
in the sense of
Mm-hmm.
like the Super Nintendo and the NES with the built-in games, but they just haven't really
Right.
got off the ground yet. And television was like nowhere near as mainstream as Atari was. But man, they had
No.
so many great games. They had so many great games. Um,
Intellivision 2?
no, the original before Intellivision 2. Intellivision
It
2
was.
was their second console.
Television. I'm gonna look for it here.
And television had the paddles that you slid the little like inserts into because it had a number pad and then a little
Mm-hmm.
disc and
Right.
some side buttons, and that's how
Yeah.
you like you held it like a phone. Like it was so weird. It was so weird, but oh my gosh,
Like
it was
the
fantastic.
the one game that I had that I was addicted to on the television, it was baseball. Had no
Baseball.
I don't know if it was Major League Baseball or just baseball, but it was that baseball game. Oh, I was addicted to that game. Oh, I love that game.
One of the very first licensed Dungeons and Dragons games came out on in television. Originally, it was called Advanced Dungeons and Dragons. They changed it to Cloudy Mountain when they lost the license,
Mm-hmm.
but it had like this map. And then what you would do is you would like navigate the map and then go into these little like side dungeon type things. Um, it was very cool. It was very cool. I'm going to show you some images here in a second. We'll start here with this one.
Oh, okay. Here it is. Intellivision console plus 7 games on Facebook Marketplace. It's $50.
Yeah, probably, but they'll burn out probably because mine used to overheat all the time. So you had this map. You had this map, right? Looked like this. And you would navigate around through these mountains to this big red cloudy mountain over here on this other side, that side. And where you would go through these like mazes once you went into like the little black mountains. Oh my gosh. This is crazy. Like I'm having nostalgia fit right now. And then when you got into the maze, it would go to like this side scrolling type thing where this little dude running through these mazes like this and shooting arrows at monsters. And I think we talked about it, me and Gilbert did, and maybe we did
Mm-hmm.
on also on Helpdesk before, how these games would inspire the imagination. They didn't have so like games nowadays leave nothing to the imagination. I play Red Dead Redemption. There's
Mm-hmm.
nothing to the imagination. I mean, literally, your horse poops. If you get off your horse and you start picking flowers, your horse will take a dump right next to you. I mean, they are accurate, anatomically correct, be they
Right.
male or female, everything. But in these games, you had to imagine more. You had to think more.
Yeah.
You had to create
Mm-hmm.
more stories behind it where the graphics and the story in the game couldn't give that to you. And we've lost that. We've lost that. And I think that's a theme that we need to talk about on our retro gaming show, especially when you've got
Mm-hmm.
three old people
Right.
like this who remember those days. I mean, my first video game system was a Pong unit, and it was three versions of the same game, which was two lines moving back and forth this way or that way, and a
Uh,
square ball bouncing back and forth.
I'm gonna
It
tell
was
you
like
like this.
tennis, ping pong, and soccer. Those were the three
So
games. And like,
I'm gonna tell you like this. When I got the original Nintendo system that had the bundle of Super Mario Brothers and Duck Hunt, and it had the gun with it, you couldn't tell me shit. You couldn't tell me nothing. Oh, because I love Duck Hunt. I love that game. And I would love just I'd love cheating on that game. Just get right up on the screen and just pop, pop, pop.
My favorite light gun game was Gumshoe.
I'm sure.
You were just this
Mm-hmm.
little detective, like walking along, and you just had to shoot him and make sure you jump over things and not get hit by things coming at him. And yeah, it was pretty
Right.
good. But yeah, it was interesting. Just little detective guy,
Mm-hmm.
just fun stuff. Gosh, we could have so much fun
It play,
talking. I could hours
uh,
about retro
Oh
games.
yeah,
when
absolutely.
we when I was at the police department, there was it wasn't really a game. It was like a training simulator, for police officers, and it was called FATS, Firearms Training System. And you basically
Mm-hmm.
had so if you had a revolver that had 6 shots, your bullets had lasers in them. So they had batteries and lasers inside the bullet. So you actually load it with a speed loader, all right? You would close the thing and you would fire at the screen, but there were different scenarios. So the one scenario is you're on a traffic stop, and then the car stops. You see the trunk go up a little bit, and then it goes down if you didn't catch it. If you didn't catch it, and they take the person hostage, you could see where you shot, and then the computer would basically, so, like the one guy gets out of the car, he's holding the hostage, and then all of a sudden the trunk opens up, and there's a guy with a shotgun, you know, so, and then you would either fire, at the guy in the trunk or fire at at the guy holding the hostage, and you'd be like, well, the procedure was that you would never shoot um, the guy holding the hostage, because if you did, you could potentially kill the hostage. And
Mm-hmm.
they had they had three different weapons: a pistol, a Glock. It was a Glock at the time, Glock 17, and they had an MP5, which was the SEAL Team machine gun,
Hmm.
and it had a 32 round clip, and each of the caliber bolts actually had a laser, with it, with it, inside the bullet. So it would actually make the actual sound, because they were like blanks. And they said, George, which one do you want to use? I said, oh, I'm going to use the MP5. I got the MP5, and I'm like, and there, and it was the same. It was like same scenario, the traffic stop, and I put 2 bullets in the trunk, because I saw the car stop and the trunk goes up and down. I put 2 bullets in the trunk, and then I shot the assailant in the head, like right there, and
Okay.
the scenario, it 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 like it got confused, because like you're not supposed to be able to um shoot the trunk, like, but apparently I put 2 bullets you know like into the trunk lid and killed that guy instantly, and then the trunk lid just opens up and you see the guy dead. So they basically did like a video, like, like a video portion there, but the computer got confused and it screwed up everything. And they're like, George, what the hell did you do? I was like, I said, you didn't see the trunk, open up when the car stopped? You didn't see the stupid thing go up and then down? And she goes, no. I was like, geez, and you're on the force. You're actually doing this. I'm a computer guy. That's what I do. It was the funniest. It was the funniest thing. It was really funny, because
That's hilarious.
we we actually went to the show. There was a show down at there was a show at the Jacob Javits, and we went to the show. Went to the police show, and the guy had the firearm system in it and there, and they had the training system, and they update. I think they updated the software where you can actually have a headset where you can say like, like freeze police or something like that, or
Right.
you could give it kind of like a voice command, and I was like, I'm like, oh yeah, okay. Here comes the guy with the shotgun, and all of a sudden, like you see, like like you see the trunk open up, and and then like the guy gets shot, and then you see like the weapon would actually deactivate. It would deactivate the weapon. Like if you got shot, it would actually send a signal back to the weapon from the computer.
Okay.
And but it reminded me of the movie Soldier. If you've ever seen the movie Soldier with Kurt Russell, where
Yes. Hmm.
he's the he's like the super soldier, and he's
Oh yeah, yeah,
trained.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And in the one
Right.
training session, um, the one was the, they put like a target, like like a target comes in front of the thing, and he fires at it, and then they put a target, and they put a hostage in front of the target, and then Kurt Russell basically shoots through the hostage and kills, the perpetrator. But the other guy, they do it for him, and he hesitates, and then they take off his score. But then they do, all the battles. They see all the battles, and it comes up in like I think it's like the Battle of the Five Armies or something like that, where the guy's holding the hostage, and he just shoots right. He shoots this woman, and he just like lets it go, and he just shoots right through the woman and and kills the guy. And I was like, oh wow, he did it. But
Hmm.
that was basically like FATS. It was called the Firearms Training System. It was
Right.
computer simulation
Mm-hmm.
for like for police officers. I remembered
Okay.
that when I was watching the movie, I was like, "Oh, that's like that." So I was like, and then, I told my dad about it because my dad was chief at the time, and we were contemplating getting the system, but it was a lot of money. It was in the $150,000 range, and then each gun was
Oh
like
wow.
$5,000. So
Jeez. Gosh, I remember just like
Damn.
in the 90s, a friend of mine had bought a Neo Geo, and it was like $600 in 1995, 96.
Mm-hmm.
But and the games were $150 a piece. But you could take the games were the same. The console itself was actually in the arcade cabinets, like was in
oh
the back of the cabinet with the game in
Yeah.
it, and it had memory card slots. So like the game Art of Fighting, we could take the bosses that we unlocked playing at home, go to the arcade with the memory card, put it in, and
oh
Yeah.
use the bosses to fight people who would come up and do two-player with us and kick the crap out of them because they couldn't use the bosses. They didn't have the memory card. We did. You could literally slip it right into the console or
that's
into the
cool.
cabinet in the arcade. It was awesome.
Oh yeah.
So,
I wanted a Neo Geo so bad.
oh man.
Oh, I begged. I groveled.
Cross swords, wizard lord. Hmm. Let me see. I wonder how much you can get one of those for now. Now they're still about $500. Wow.
Just
Holy
why?
crap. Neo Geo original system console with 21 games on eBay used. $19,999. Are you insane?
They have lost your damn mind. You- Whoever
Well,
put that up, they have lost their damn mind. And
You
there's
can buy
no
full
way.
cabinets for $2,000. What are you talking about?
It's like, there's no. They've lost their damn mind. There's no.
Yeah,
Nope.
that's insane. I really want to play. I really want this in television from Amico, though. Are they going to put it out because it looks great. Looks fun. I want it. Oh yes, it will be mine. To quote
It will be
Lil
mine.
Wayne,
Oh,
it will be
yes.
mine.
It will be mine.
That could be some fun stuff to show off and talk about on a retro show, though.
Yeah, I mean,
Gosh, hopefully this
just
cough will go missing.
I just don't get a Neo Geo because otherwise that shit cause hard feelings. I got a Neo Geo. Hey, you go to hell.
Yeah, I can see that. I can
He
see
said, "You
that.
go to hell."
But I mean, like, you can literally go by like there's like Atari controllers. It's like an original Atari joystick,
Hmm.
and it just has two AV ports. You just plug it right into your TV, and it has like 10 games built into it. Like,
Yeah, I've got the same thing. I've got one of those Atari ones.
it had like
I want.
adventure on it. Remember that one?
Yeah,
The ducks. I mean, dragons. They look like ducks. But anyway.
but I always wanted the one that has the Sega Genesis games on it. That's the one I really always wanted.
Mm-hmm.
But
Sega came out and everybody wanted it because they're like, I want to play Altered Beasts at home.
right,
Everybody did. I mean, come on. Yeah.
absolutely. I mean, that was the goal, and then the whole slew of other games came out, and then when Sonic the Hedgehog came out, oh my god.
Mm.
Oh my god, when
Right.
Sonic the Hedgehog came out.
Mm-hmm.
If Sega
Sonic
wasn't
2
making
is my favorite. I
Oh.
loved Sonic 2.
and if Sega didn't make money off of that, they were doing it wrong. But they did it right because they made some money off of that.
Yeah.
Oh, here's your original NES Mario with the gun. Here it is. Original NES Mario 1, 2, 3, the Zapper pack.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, it came with a light gun. I remember
Yep.
the light gun.
Yeah. Yeah. It came with.
Me and my cousin, before he became a Trump humping church deacon, we used to sit around and play Super Mario Brothers 3 two-player, and play Can't Touch This over and over and over again. Yeah, that was something. That was something that happened.
I don't
And,
know.
It's your turn to get up and rewind the cassette. Oh, okay.
It's like, fine.
Watching a I was watching Alien Romulus last night on Hulu. It's actually on Hulu.
I haven't seen it yet. No.
It's very interesting. It's kind of good.
I've heard that kind of good, better than
It's-
some of the other movies, but not great.
Explains the whole what happened to the alien after Ripley in Alien blew it out of the airlock. And what happened to the wreckage of the Nostromo. So
Let's see. Chuckles in the chat said, okay, help desk gurus. I follow all or most of you on TikTok or on another platform. However, the app doesn't show content unless I go search for your accounts. Is there a fix? Well,
I got a partial answer in the text, but
let's see. Here's the thing. If you go through using your computer, then it will show. This is what I found. If you go through the desktop app or laptop on your computer, or even through whatever web browser that you use, and it'll show all of our beautiful faces. But if you go through the app, say on like a iPad, iPhone, or on Android device, then it's going to essentially just block us out. So,
And it does that in
yeah,
weird ways too. Because yeah, I mean,
because
I
I mean,
follow a lot of people in the guild. T. Nathan's a good example. I've followed him for a long time. I have
mhm.
to actively go and search out his content if I want to watch it.
Yeah, same thing
He does
with
not come
Gretchen.
across my FYP.
Yeah, same thing with Gretchen. If because she does not show up on if I'm on my iPad or on my phone, she doesn't show up. But I go on my computer on my FYP every time. So
I
that's
have
the only
noticed
workaround that I know.
of all the algorithm-based websites out there, and I know we're all fluffing this website up a lot right now. Blue Sky. Blue Sky shows
Hmm.
you what you want based on what you interact with. So if you interact with more stuff on Blue Sky, it's going to show you those creators and that kinds of content. Because, and they've said, yes, we may monetize someday, but we are still going to make sure that you see what you want to see, not what we want you to see. And that's the difference.
Yeah.
TikTok shows you what they want you to see, not what you want to see.
Hmm. And it's
Which I haven't posted on TikTok in like 8, 10 days now. Like I'm just, I don't know.
and literally everything is all geared towards the TikTok shop. Every post is damn near over, oh well, I got these on the TikTok shop, or somebody that's decided they're going to tell this whole backstory to lead into this one item that they got off a TikTok shop. So it's all everything on TikTok now is all geared towards go to the TikTok shop and buy this off of TikTok.
They are trying to make as much money as they possibly can before they get banned
Yes.
in the US.
It's all about capitalism,
Because
baby. It's all about capitalism.
I know they have a billion users worldwide. That's great. But I guarantee you they make most of their money from US people, from US users. I guarantee you. That's where most of the money comes from.
Yes. Because we're stupid. And we love buying That's just what we do.
And it is stupid because at the end of the day, remember this money isn't real. We made it up. We said this thing has value, and everyone else was like, okay, let me get some of that.
So, all right, cool.
They're like that annoying dude that comes over to your house and you're eating. He's like, hey, you gonna eat all that? Let me get a bite of that. Yeah. No, no. Get off my grub, man. Get up off my grub.
Like an old roommate I had every time I'd smoke a cigarette, he'd say, hey, let me get that last hit.
Get that last shit. Let me get a drag or two off that. Like, and then you hand it to them and they hotbox the right.
Right?
Like, here, take a hit, and they hotbox the whole thing right in front of you.
Right? It's like, you son, I will punch you in your.
But that's when you got to break. You got to
Yeah.
break out. You got to break out the Snoop on them. Be like, brah, puff puff give,
It's like,
puff puff give.
come on, man.
Come on.
But, oh my God. Yeah. But yes, Chuckles, I appreciate it. Technical question of the night. Bum, bum, bum.
Well, and we'll get this show mainstream enough that maybe we can spend a whole 2 hours answering questions.
So yeah, we get enough people that ask questions. We can spend the whole 2 hours just answering questions because that is what the premise of the show is about.
We're just
So-
filling. We're
so-
filling the gaps.
We're filling the gaps because we can for right now.
Filling the gaps with expandable foam or resin. Choose your
Right.
choose. Hey, pick your poison.
choose your medium.
I wish I had the space or time or motivation or skill but have you seen like those like resin coffee tables that people on TikTok have made?
Yeah, I've seen those.
Run and like the
Oh
Millennium
yeah.
Falcon
Yes, I've
racing
seen those.
TIE
Yes.
fighters through the can. Like, oh man, I want one of those. But I'm like, I don't want to buy it because they're going to charge me like thousands of dollars. I just want to make one. Oh, I need two pieces of wood, a bunch of resin, and some toys, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen the Westeros table that the guy made.
Mm-hmm.
He laser cut it. It's really really cool, and it's done in resin. And he actually puts LED lights underneath it, so it lights up all the stuff. That's the one
Oh.
that Thomas wanted, the Westeros, the Westeros table from Game of Thrones.
There we go.
Right.
Gilbert,
Yeah.
Mr. You make little 3D things.
On
You
it.
need to make a desk and have a Star Trek battle, and you can make all the shits.
The faster ones.
Mm-hmm.
The Battle of Wolf 359. Hello?
Right. Yeah. And I mean, look. Hey, look, and I don't care. I don't care. I don't have to make it accurate. I don't care. I'm gonna put every ship that I love in there. All right. It's gonna have Discovery. It's gonna have Voyager. It's gonna have every Enterprise. I don't care.
Record this episode, y'all. Gilbert, Gretchen, and George. We just made $1 million.
So we made $1
We just made
million.
we just made $1 million.
So
Here it comes.
so we're gonna take our millions and much like Daniel Day-Lewis, we're gonna move to the top of a mountain and communicate by ravens only.
Right. Only by ravens. By Boat birds. Boat birds will be
Boat birds, and we'll be protected by boat birds and no leopards because we don't want them to eat our faces.
No, I'm not into leopard face eating.
No,
I
but
can just see Thomas at VidCon with a Boat bird on his shoulder, just going Boat. just every so often. Boat.
I've got several images and effigies of crows all throughout my house, including a giant like silhouette of one over top of my laundry closet. Pretty cool, yeah. I'm big on boat birds. I like boat birds. I didn't even know what it meant until like 2 weeks ago. I texted Gilbert and I'm like, what the hell does boat mean? I don't even get it. I don't even know what's going on.
like, I'm gonna put it like this: if I didn't mod for Thomas, half of the shit I wouldn't even know about. Like
Fair.
I wouldn't know about Saint Swole meat. I wouldn't know about the boat bird. I wouldn't know about nut water. Yeah. None of these things, all these dumbass things that he comes up with, I never would know about.
I do learn from Thomas. I learn, I learn what not to do, but no.
Hey,
Yes.
What not to do.
life lessons are life lessons. Whether they are something
But
you
like
should
when
do
he's
or
talking
something you
about
must-
like when he's talking about somebody, I go and I look it up on Google and I'm like, oh, okay, now I see what he's talking about. I'm like going, okay. Like whenever,
Mm-hmm.
he insults somebody and I'm like, who is this guy? I'm like, wow. I really led, like a sheltered life. I thought I knew everybody. I don't know every, I don't know everything. I'm old. I don't know everything. I know a little bit, but
Well, you know a fair bit. You know a lot more people than I do. I didn't know Boap though because
More than me.
apparently it's a reference from a horror movie. I don't watch horror movies.
it's
I-
Well, see, yeah,
I
you wouldn't.
I get nightmares. I don't watch scary movies, so
Oh.
it's not my thing.
So yeah,
nightmares from the GOP. But other than that,
Man, that's a living horror movie
Yeah.
right there.
that's a walking nightmare.
the Boat
Yeah.
bird is basically from the Omen series.
That's
And
what
then
Gilbert
it's-
said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's from Omen 2. And I'm like, okay, so
I literally
Right.
watched. Okay, I saw a 15-20 second clip from the remake of the It movie.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just a kid in a library, and there was some creepy librarian like in the background, like grinning weirdly at him.
Mm-hmm.
I had nightmares for a week about that. A 15-second clip, and I had nightmares for a week.
Uh,
I
I
can't watch horror movies. I can't.
HBO Max is coming out with a series, Welcome to Derry. So it's actually going to be start of all the children being missing.
Cool. So
Oh,
add that to shows that I will
okay.
not watch.
So I know for a fact he's no American Horror Stories, none of that.
Nope. Never seen not a single episode of a single season.
I was watching on YouTube. They had the 10 scariest TV movies from the 70s, because I remember I was in grammar school at the time. Don't Be Afraid of the Dark with Ken Darby with like the little creatures.
Mm-hmm.
The Norliss tapes, that was very scary. The Norliss tapes, that was with Roy Thinnis. What was the other one? Trilogy of Terror with Karen Black, with the little doll that was chasing her around the apartment.
Remember Karen Black? Yeah.
Right.
Black, and what was the other one? The Night Stalker with Darren McGavin. That was
Okay.
that was the pilot episode for the series. The Night Stalker. What was the other one? I'm trying to think of can't think of the name of the Night Gallery, which was I believe it was Rod Serling's Night Gallery. Rod Serling, after he did Twilight Zone, did a horror show in the 70s called Night Gallery. It was similar to if you've ever seen the show called Monsters. It's kind of like 3 different stories in 1 hour of different, like different things. And I can't think of the other one. The Dead of Night. It was called Dead of Night. So there were 10 of them. I think it was also Night Strangler. There was the Night Stalker, which was the one with the vampire. Night Strangler, which was actually gentleman who he wasn't a vampire, but he was kidnapping women, and he was using a needle. He was actually a surgeon, and he was using like a needle to take out something from one of their glands to actually keep himself alive. And he was alive for like 300 years or 200 years, something like that. I forget what it was.
Sounds like Dr. Chopper. Supposed to be a horror film, but wasn't. The ones that got me especially from the 70s, The Fog.
Oh, The Fog.
And
Okay.
Dark Night of the Scarecrow.
Oh yes, Dark Knight of the Scarecrow.
That one got me. Last horror film I've actually seen though in my adulthood was The Grudge 2, and I could not go in my basement in the house I lived in at the time for 2 months.
Wow.
The
I went down there, that creepy girl was going to crawl out of my crawl space with her hair all like, and then twitchy and weird stuff. So like a funny story, my daughter, who's autistic and nonverbal, one morning, there were some noises and my ex got up and went into the living room, and in the house we lived in, there was a railing because we had a loft. So stair railing went up and around the loft. In the middle of the darkness, you just hear this, like that weird grunge noise. And looking up at the top of the stairs, there's our daughter with her hands on the spectacles, with her face in between it, making that noise. Didn't know what she was doing, but that talk about a total freak out.
God.
Making the grudge noise with their face stuck between the spin. Like, oh my god, girl. No.
I was in the entirety of my whole life. There's only been 2 things that has ever scared me. One was the opening theme for the show. Oh gosh, something about darkness. It was one of those shows like it's like one of those shows kind of like Twilight Zone. There was that one, and
The Dark Room.
no.
Coburn?
Was it James Coburn? I thought it was Dick Van Dyke.
James Coburn.
Was it James Coburn?
Dark Room, is it called?
Yeah, it's called The Dark Room. It was like the Twilight Zone.
Yeah.
And had
Yeah.
scary shows on it, like
Yeah.
scary stories each week.
But
Yeah, so-
it had the camera going up through the stairway and all.
and
sorts
then
Yeah.
through the door.
So-
yeah.
The opening theme to that scared me, and the very first Nightmare on Elm Street,
Oh yeah.
just simply because all of the all horror villains and everything like that. Never worried. I'm never scared about them or anything like that because two reasons. One, they not after my black ass. Two, I can run fast. So, I'm not worried about that. Freddy Krueger, on the other hand, I can't run from him. Number one. Number two, Freddy Krueger don't discriminate. So, I was scared of Freddy Krueger.
I'd have been scared of Freddy Krueger too. No, I totally get you there. Yeah, but you're right. It was James
But-
Coburn.
But,
You're in a house, maybe your own,
Yep.
maybe one you've never seen before. You feel it, something evil. You run.
Mm-mm.
There's no
Stop,
escape.
stop, stop,
Nowhere
stop.
to turn. You feel something beckoning you, drawing
You
you,
better
into the
stop.
terror that awaits you.
You better stop.
I'm Winston Zed Moyana. I've only been with the company a couple weeks,
But I
I want
see.
to tell you, this shit is real. I seen shit that turn you white.
White. Yeah.
And on that note, we are going to bring this show to an end. So, this has been the Help Desk. I've been your host. We've been brought to you in part by cns-computers.com. So, servicing the East Stroudsburg area in Pennsylvania. You got problems with your PC? Take them over to them. They will get you all squared away. So, I've been Gilbert, the Angry IT Nerd. This has been my host, George, and the prettiest lady on the internet, Barbara Yaga herself, the transgression. So, coming up next, we have got TKE with Jeff Kennedy. After that, we have got the Hurricane Girls with Sheila and the rest of her cohorts. And then after that, we have got conversations with T. Nathan. So we've got a full show ahead, full night ahead.
Full lineup.
So full lineup. So everybody.
I'm sorry. Jeff is not going to make it tonight.
Oh well then.
We can go on a little bit more.
Never mind.
He said, "I will not make it back in time to begin." So.
Oh then, never mind. I just lied to you all. I apologize.
The help desk. The help desk. The extended version.
The extent.
The director's cut.
But no, this show's coming to an end because I gotta eat because I'm hungry.
Yeah.
You get it.
All right. You have.
Because So yeah,
Okay.
other reasons. There's a lot of reasons why I need to eat. Burning
I
cardio.
like eating. Eating's fun.
So
But hey,
yes.
yeah, Jeff and Gilbert, keep me up to date on the new shows. Definitely talk about timing and stuff we want to do.
Okay.
Certainly the retro show.
Yes.
Maybe, I don't know if we want to do like 17 different shows or if we want to like maybe merge a couple together and
Yeah.
have different blocks, like 1 hour this, 1 hour that. It's something we could do. Because, I'm already on 1, 2, 3 shows and sometimes 4 with you guys. So that would be 5, maybe 6. That's a lot. That's a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah.
We could
So, I
merge
mean-
them together.
Yeah, we can merge the Help Desk, the Retro Gaming Show, and maybe Model Citizen together if we get a computer animation type deal.
Model Citizen
Yeah.
would be a nice addition to like maybe like a Rules of Nerd Position spinoff.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We can do that too. Yeah.
Yeah, it does touch on Star Trek and Star
Mhm.
Wars and Battlestar Galactica. It's all it's all the modeling
Makeups.
from there.
Said the makeup and
Yeah,
props
Special
and
effects.
yeah.
And it goes special effects. Yeah.
all that stuff too. Yeah.
Cool.
So
Yes, let's brainstorm. Let's brainstorm.
Okay,
So-
but not now.
not now.
Gotta eat.
Not now.
Gotta
Go
eat.
eat.
Yes. So-
And their food requirements.
Oh, well, sorry. I haven't built my robot body yet. So you'll have to forgive me. As soon as my robot body gets built, then I'm going to build the the add-on robot car and the add-on, robot house and have my
I think
consciousness
we should do
spread
like an
throughout all of
AI
them.
episode where we're just all AIs talking to each other.
Yeah,
We could do that.
Your forgiveness request has been accepted, and we are considering it. We will get back to you in 4 to 6 weeks.
Dang. Usually it was 8 to 14 business days.
We do everything in triplicate and paper forms only in triplicate.
Oh, all right, fair enough. But anyway, this has been the help desk, and
Make sure
so
your signature is notarized.
I'm actually a South Carolina notary. So you need something notarized? Bring it to me. Yeah. Anyway, so I'm gonna go ahead and end this, and everybody, take care. Have a great night. Bye bye. So.